This is an example video for the topic signed fraction addition or subtraction. To add or subtract fractions, we first must get a common denominator between the two fractions. We then add the numerators while keeping the denominators constant, and then we simplify. Let's look at an example problem. -1/6 plus 3/5. In this example, we have two fractions with different denominators, so our first step is to find the least common multiple between them. The smallest number that both 5 and 6 multiply into is 30. We must now change the denominator of both fractions to 30. Remember that we can't just change the denominator of a fraction and keep the numerator the same. Doing so would result in a different fraction than the one that we started with. In order to change the denominator of -1/6 to 30 and keep the value of the fraction constant, we must change the numerator to -5. In order to change the denominator of 3/5 to 30 while maintaining the same value, we must change the numerator to 18. Now that we have a common denominator, we can add the fractions by adding together the numerators while keeping the denominators constant. Doing so, we will get a final answer of 13/30. We know that the value of 13/30 is in its most simple form because there is no number that we can divide both 13 and 30 by to get a more simplified answer. Let's try out one more example. 19/24 minus 5/8. In this example, we have two fractions with different denominators, so our first step is to find the least common multiple between them. The smallest number that both 24 and 8 multiply into is 24. We can now change the denominator of both fractions to 24. The first fraction already has a denominator of 24, so we do not have to change any values in this fraction. In order to change the denominator of 5/8 to 24 while maintaining the same value, we must change the numerator to 15. Now that we have a common denominator, we can subtract the two fractions by subtracting the numerators while keeping the denominators constant. Doing so, we will get an answer of 4/24. The fraction 4/24 is not in its most simple form, so we must now simplify our answer. To simplify this fraction, we must find a number that both 4 and 24 can be divided by. 4 and 24 can both be divided by 4 to get whole numbers. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 24 divided by 4 is 6. So the simplest form of the fraction 4/24 is 1/6.